Hello, Virgo, Virgo Sun, Moon, Rising, or whichever placement brought you here. Welcome to Beatrice Practical Tarot and your reading for the month of September. We are starting this reading by asking about the dominant themes that are showing up for you this month. If this part of the reading sounds like your story and resonates with you, then you know that you are at the right place. If it doesn't, please go ahead and check out a different placement. Now we will also be getting into the energy that is showing up for you. Wow, in your deep within. How you are showing up to the world, and then anything else that's coming your way that you need to be aware of or might even be unexpecting or not expecting, particularly with this Uranus energy showing up here. Also, wow, changes. All right, like let me get into this, but let me fix something here that fell apart. I was like, of course. Okay, I hope you can see everything okay. All right, I'm just gonna hope that everything is showing, all right? All right, Virgo, so let's get into it. Look, you have Uranus. That's why I'm not even surprised. I'm like, there's over here parts of my camera falling apart and, I don't know. Uranus is chaotic, to say the least. All right, that's what I'm gonna say. Like that's what I associate Uranus energy with. All right, chaos. The keywords on this card are revolution, invention, eccentricity. Okay, which is actually pretty cool. It's a pretty nice view of that Uranus energy over here. All right, particularly with revolution. I think that embodies it a little bit more, because I do feel like you could be experiencing some chaos, particularly in your inner world. Okay, I'm seeing it as inner turmoil. You could be feeling overwhelmed by everything that you're taking care of. You might have a lot of things on your plate right now. And, with the Four of Cups, I'm going to say making sure that you are. I'm seeing this as like making sure that you're getting your rest, making sure that you're stopping, to take those deep breaths as needed, making sure that I'm really getting your sleep patterns needing your attention this month. Okay, it is your season, so you should be, shining bright. You will be shining bright. Okay, you have the Six of Wands showing up here, and I feel like the universe wants to provide you with this opportunity to shine through, to be, I feel like you're gonna be, what's it called? I'm hearing the word commended. I don't know why I'm hearing the word commended. I'm like, what is the actual definition of commended? But you're going to be celebrated. You're going to be recognized, all right? Whatever it is that you've been working on, okay? I feel like you are very much being seen, particularly in your communities. Okay, you have the 11th house also being highlighted here. So I do feel like in your social circles, your friends, where you're networking, okay? It could be co-workers, all right? But you're being seen, you're being recognized. People are paying attention to you and what you are doing, and I do see that you are showing up in a good light, right? Like I feel like you have all of these good things showing up for you here, but I feel like it's your inner world that is going through some big transformation, and you might be feeling a little bit overwhelmed and a little bit chaotic on the inside here. I'm gonna say, Uranus sometimes throws random things our way, so you might have some things that are unexpected and unexpected additional responsibilities. All right, you might feel like you might even feel like people may be asking too much from you at this time. All right, and I'm gonna say that it's going to be up to you to set those boundaries and say, hey, this is what I can do, this is what I cannot do. Because for some of you, I'm almost getting it as you might be seeing that you're in the spotlight, that you're being recognized and things like that. So you might feel like, oh, I don't want to let people down, or I don't want them to see me badly, right? Like I see that you're being recognized here, so you're afraid of kind of messing that up. Like you might be, is kind of what I'm sensing here. But I would say, like, don't be afraid, all right? Don't be afraid to set boundaries. Don't be afraid to stand up for what you need and for yourself, and to advocate for your needs here, all right? The Ten of Wands, also wants you to kind of wrap up. It's like, yeah, you have a lot of things on your plate, but it also wants you to wrap up that energy of chaos, right? And kind of say, okay, we're going to use this to help us start fresh. We're going to wrap this up. We're going to ask for help when we need it, okay? We're going to really get started with something new that feels creative creative, that feels inspiring rather than overwhelming. And I'm even going to say, some of y'all could even be feeling like you're on the verge of burnout. So, in order to avoid that, don't be afraid to say, hey, this is what's not working. This is what's keeping me dissatisfied. Another thing with Uranus is that you might be experiencing some changes throughout this month that could like set you off your path, or kind of throw you off your game. Like, I don't know how to say it, right? Like, it's just like things that are coming out of nowhere, but particularly with the full energy showing up here, I do see this as new potentials, new opportunities, things that are going to be very, very good for you in the long run, right? Like, you may be seeing this as like, oh, like this situation sucks, right? But then it's gonna allow you to kind of have a new beginning. Like, I don't know how to explain. Okay, I'm just gonna throw a couple of examples out there. All right, so this might look like, for example, maybe you're going through some issues at work and you're like, oh, what, they're letting people go, or oh, I don't want to, they're trying to thrust me into this new position, or now I have all these other responsibilities. And then you're experiencing the chaos and all of these, this inner turmoil is leaving you dissatisfied. But then in turn, all of that is actually providing you an opportunity to look for something new, something different, a new career opportunity, right? Or yeah, I don't know, like maybe you're in your apartment or your house or something, and something is like, oh, what, we need to like vacate, or what, something's not going right, or oh, I'm tired of being here. And then you're like, oh, this is unfortunate, this feels very stressful, this is like a lot of things going on. But then it's allowing you to look for a place that's better suited for you, maybe in a location that you like. I feel like the transition, whatever is going to happen, is going to be good for you. It's just going to feel chaotic in the moment, but it's ultimately to push you towards something that's more aligned to you and what you need, okay? Make sure that you are making use of your communities and your resources, your networking, okay, at this time, because the 11th house is being highlighted right here. And this is all about collaboration, okay, like the circles that you belong to. So, getting support from those people around you, vocalizing, maybe it might be that you're looking for an apartment. It's like, I'm seeing this as like, don't do it by yourself, right? Like, maybe you're throwing it out there, hey, does anybody know of any places, that are, that have like openings, or does anybody know, I don't know, like just kind of any new job opportunities, or oh, looking for this, looking for that, right? Like, you're kind of talking things out because you have the 11th house over here being, I'm seeing it as a very supportive energy. All right, so use those people. Dang, that sounds terrible, right? Use those people, right? But no, like, use your resources, use your networking skills, use those communities and social circles that you're a part of to help support you here. All right. Yeah, let's see. We're gonna go ahead and ask what else you need to know for the month of September, Virgo. All right. Woo. All right, I want to do a little shuffle here. Let me cut and wow. Okay, yeah. that like this wanted to pop out too. And the Emperor. Okay, all right, Virgo. You do have forward charging energy overall. Okay, the Emperor is going to get you going, get things started. Okay, and I feel like it's going to start with your thoughts, with your ideas. Like, you could be gaining a lot of inspiration during this month, so allow yourself to receive that. Okay, allow yourself to receive information. You have the Ace of Swords showing up here. It is reversed, so first of all, to me, I'm seeing it as you being open-minded, you receiving information, you taking suggestions, right? Do you have to accept all the suggestions that are offered to you? No, right? But I do feel like gaining different perspectives and understandings can be a really supportive thing right now, just to kind of get you going, because I feel like the first shift that you have to make is mental, right? Like, there's something about the ideas that are coming your way and your understanding of something that's going to have to be addressed first over here, okay? Another thing I'm going to say with the Ace of Swords, be very mindful of miscommunications, okay? Where you might be not expressing yourself clearly, or where you might be having disagreements with people over here. Like, if you're kind of sensing, like, you know, sometimes we don't even realize it when it's happening in the moment, or at least that's the energy that I'm getting. I'm getting something like a conversation happening, and then once you detach, you're like, wait, that's not what I meant, or wait, that was unclear, or did I actually, or like you end up leaving, you're like, oh, that was a bad conversation, like something like that, where you're kind of thinking about it later. But I'm gonna say, like, when you do happen to catch yourself, you know, and like, something isn't feeling right, or actually that's the sense that I'm getting, right? Like, kind of check in with yourself, right? So because I'm almost seeing like a conversation, like you're thinking about it after, because in the moment you were ignoring some visual or physical cues that you were sensing, like you were kind of, I don't know. I just, sorry. I'm really, I don't know why this is getting very specific like this. Okay. But overall, the message that I'm getting is be very mindful of how you are physically reacting when you're having conversations, because I'm getting an energy of potentially escalating situations, or kind of things getting out of hand because you weren't recognizing that you were uncomfortable, or you weren't recognizing that your boundaries were being overstepped or something like that. And then there's a potential for getting kind of defensive. I know, sorry, this sounds really weird and really specific, but that is the message that I got for some of you. Okay, so what would I say, you know, in regards to that? Make sure that you are right, like recognizing if you're talking to somebody and you're like, I'm having difficulty expressing myself, just kind of take a step back. Remember that it's okay to walk away is something else that I would say. Not like you're going to leave the person talking, but you might need to advocate for yourself. You know what? This is a little bit too much for me right now. So, you know, can I have some time to think about it? Or, hey, can we come back to this conversation because I just don't have the capacity right now. Like being okay with saying things like that, right? Or like, oh, you know what? I'm just not in the space to have this talk right now, but like, you know, please give me some time and I'll come back to you. You know, like, know that those are things that you can do here. Okay, like, don't be afraid to be vulnerable, don't be afraid to have your needs met here, because I do see like kind of some miscommunication that can lead to, sorry, I don't know what that was. I don't know if you heard that. But I see some miscommunication that could lead to, I don't know, like chaos or connections. Sorry, I don't know. Sorry, I'm just hearing weird sounds now. Goodness golly, interruptions, distractions. All right. Yeah, wow. Sorry about that, Virgo. um, but yes, okay. Just, you know, check in with yourself. All right. Check in with yourself. I would also say, like, don't be afraid to clarify. Like, maybe you have, you know, kind of moved on from a conversation and you didn't realize that it wasn't going well or something. Not being afraid to kind of check back in and being like, hey, you know, I don't know if I was totally present there, or I don't know if I understood this correctly. Is this what you meant? You know, or, oh, can we touch back on that or this? Okay, like that kind of energy here. All right. I do see you taking action toward that as well. Okay. Now, all right, we're going to go on to the next part of the reading. Just ask for anything else that we may have missed that you need to know about the month of September. All right, what else does Virgo need to know about the month of September? All right. Ooh. All right. So you have give. You know, I'm gonna say give and food are showing up in the same color. So give food. I don't know. Maybe some of you are donating some of your food. Maybe you're going to donating food to a food pantry or a food bank or something like that. Okay, I don't know. But you might be in an energy of giving. I would say, you know, particularly for those of you that are feeling overwhelmed, that seems a little bit, you know, like if you're feeling like I don't have any more to give right now, you know, just remind yourself like to give to your capacity and to what you can. You know, for some of you, I'm also seeing it as, you know, like give things that you don't need anymore, like release. I don't know, like, you know, maybe you might be going through your closet and giving away what you don't need, right? Going through your food pantry and donating the things that you're not eating or whatever it is, right? You have yeah, like with the food, your, you know, maybe your nourishment could need your attention. You might be making some changes to your diet, not in a shaming way or anything, right? But like you may be checking in about what you're consuming this month, or more mindful about your food intake, or you know, like what's good for me, what makes me feel good. There you go. There you go. That is something that I'm seeing, right? Like I know you might be checking in with yourself where you're like, well, I love this one meal, but I know that whenever I eat it, right, my stomach ends up hurting, or I get headaches, or this is too much sugar, or this is too much salt, and I end up feeling bloated or nauseous or whatever, right? And you might be checking in more with yourself about which foods that you're consuming make you feel certain ways, and kind of refining that or reassessing that. All right, checking that like kind of, yeah, just kind of checking. What am I trying to say here? Just, I hope you understand me. You're just kind of reassessing. All right, let's go with that because it's right here. All right. Yeah, I'm gonna say that for those of you that are experiencing, right, like all of this chaotic energy and things just kind of being thrusted your way, and I'm gonna say for some of you, I'm not seeing this as delays. I'm seeing it just more as, because I'm not seeing it, I feel like the delay is your new beginning, or whatever it is that you're charging toward, whatever it is that you're creating, like some new opportunities over here, like that's the delay. But it's not even necessarily a delay, because I feel like you're going through some of these things or these chaotic energies to give you time to reassess, right? To give you time. I'm going to go back to the examples that I used earlier, but you apply it to whatever it pertains to you. But so, for example, in a work related situation, right, where all of a sudden you're experiencing all of these things that you're uncomfortable with, that you don't like, all of these experiences are giving you an opportunity to say, oh, I don't want to have this in my next job, right? Or I want to be very mindful that I'm not repeating this pattern in my next job, whatever it is that I'm applying to. Or maybe it's your, right, like if you're moving apartment or something like that. I know, because that was another example I used, or house or whatever. It's like, oh, well, my last place, it had this, or it had it didn't have enough windows, or it didn't have enough light, so I want to look for somewhere that has light, right? Or this was wrong with it, or I'm looking for something different, right? So like you're kind of using all of these little troubles and challenges that are being thrust your way to help you reassess what it is that you actually want as you charge forward, because you do have this push to try something new and something different later on here. So yeah. All right. I'm going to go ahead and actually wrap up this reading with some messages from my little deck of self-care. I'm going to say that if you're good on self-care and you know what you need to do to take care of yourself this month, awesome. I did this deck for myself, to kind of help me just kind of make self-care more tangible and more approachable. So, and I just thought I'd share this with you. But, feel free to take it, leave it. If you're leaving me here, just thank you so much for being here. That I wanted to show up for you. Thank you for being here. Please feel free to leave me a like, a comment, subscribe if you feel inclined to. Let me know if there were any messages for you here. I would absolutely love to hear from you, all right? But self-care practices at this moment. Okay, wow. I'm going to say I see laugh and scream, and I'm hearing like scream laughing or laughing screaming. Like, I don't know. But overall, I'm seeing this as like letting out your emotions, okay? So, like if you need to scream, if you need to let it out, scream into a pillow, scream into the woods, all right? Or it could just be the concept of releasing and letting things out and not having them be pent up over here, particularly when you're feeling very stressed or overwhelmed, all right? Make sure that you're letting it out. Okay, laugh, watch something funny, call your funny friends, go to a comedy show, watch a comedy special, all right? What makes you laugh, right? Like, I mean, that can vary depending on the individual, right? But make sure that you're creating space for laughter. That could be a good outlet as well here, all right? I'm gonna say I just heard laugh crying. So for some of you, you might be watching like some of those, like I can't even think of any examples right now, but like those shows, or maybe like a comedy movie, like drama comedy, like the kind of stuff that makes you like cry and laugh in the same space, like you might be just maybe like watching movies like that or shows like that, but something that's cathartic is what I'm getting with scream and laugh both showing up here. Okay. Now, You also have, I love this because you have, this is my moon card and my sun card, okay? So I love it because I feel like there's kind of gonna be like this recognition of your feelings and how you are showing up, right? Like your inner world and your outer world are both kind of coming into balance, or they're being asked to be brought into balance. So what does that mean, right? Is like, yeah, you do seem to be, like you seem to be in the spotlight, you seem to be navigating the world strongly and things like that, and awesome, right? And also like bringing that into your inner world where you're, kind of like, you know what, yeah, like I am worthy of this attention, yeah, you know what, I'm doing so well. And conversely, like whatever is happening in your inner world, like your feelings and your thoughts and things like that, you're also processing them and allowing them to come out, right? Like you're not suppressing or anything like that this month. You have, as far as self-care forms, you have blanket burrito and play, okay? So I feel like balancing the time that you spend outside and the time that you spend inside, super important. Your sleep, didn't I say your sleep at the beginning? Yeah, so your sleep patterns could be significant at this time, okay? But curl up, take naps when you need them, check in with yourself about what needs to get done, right? And what you can put off till tomorrow, right? Like, what's the worst thing that's going to happen if you don't do the dishes right away, right? But, don't forget to feed the cat because, that's important. But, like if you can, delay something, like it's okay, right? It's not like you're going to let them all, check in with yourself, right? But this is more about checking in with yourself with what it is that you can delay, what it is that you can delegate when you really feel like I'm just exhausted. I'm taking care of so many things, right? And I need to take a nap, so yeah, allow yourself to do that, allow yourself to have some fun, create space for joy, okay? Do something creative, all right? What does creativity look like for you? Do you want to dance? Do you want to paint? I'm cracking up because um I wrote down organized, and I don't know why that, I'm not, I don't want to stereotype Virgos here, all right? But I do want to say, like, because even for me, sometimes when I get into the energy of organizing something, like if I'm organizing my closets or my books or my decks or something, it can be so fulfilling, right? Because then I'm like, oh, I'm going to color code this and I'm going to, structure this that way and la la la. And I know that it is taking care of business, but it can also feel really good. So if that's what you need to do and that's what makes you feel creative, cool. It's like creative problem solving kind of thing, but yeah, but do something creative, all right, throughout the months. Get in touch with yourself about what creativity looks like to you, okay? That will vary. I'm gonna go ahead and leave it there, Virgo, but thank you so much for being here. Thank you for sharing your energy with me. Have a wonderful month of September, and I hope to see you again soon. Bye.